Hi everyone, so this video review is for Whisk Me Away by Georgia Beers. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog, then there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So Whisk Me Away by Georgia Beers. Tension and drama all the way. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Regan applies to a retreat for pastry chefs that's run by her idol and host of the TV show Whisk Me Away. Ava has also applied, and she and Regan have a past. So the retreat isn't a competition, but Ava is determined to win the prize on offer at the end, and she's not going to have Regan getting in the way. So right from the start, there was drama, literally drama, because Ava and Regan reunited and don't like each other, and we don't know why. So instant tension, instant drama, and Regan and Ava being at this retreat, it was such a good tension as well, especially when fate had them sharing a room. That was brilliant. Of course it did. But for a long while, they avoided talking about the issues that they had with one another, but in a way that only fate can. It decided it was going to make them talk about it. And so events ended up bringing them closer together, and then the denial they have feelings for one another, catalyst to then, sort of hold on to their past resentments and not talk. And yet they were getting on. They were like, they were doing okay. They were just avoiding talking about the issue. So again, everything sort of got way beyond their control, and it was going to make sure they were brought closer together. Their emotions and their hearts, were definitely working against their brains, and it was out of their control. Everything was out of their control, and they were surrounded by other attendees at the retreat that also brought sort of extra levels to the story with their own worries and their own dreams to win. So it added an extra. It was competitive between the two of them. It was kind of competitive because there were other people involved as well. So it wasn't just that rivalry between Regan and Ava that could change their ability to win. There were other factors at play that were affecting them outside of what they could control. So while Ava and Regan were opposites, I actually thought they had a lot in common. They got along. This was their favourite show. This person running this retreat was their favourite person. And there was just more to their abilities. They were very skilled at baking, both of them. They both deserved to get the prize at the end. And what was wonderful was it wasn't just that being tested. They were being tested with lots of other things that come with, that environment, like high pressure situations, working intense environments, having to work alone, loads of things. And the tasks didn't just take their toll on Regan and Ava, they took them on everyone. It was a really hard retreat, actually. And when it all came out, it was a lot. But then more than once, Ava actually took a knock to her confidence because of this, and it suffered. And while Regan could have just used that to her advantage, she didn't. That's what won me over with her. She really showed that she cared about Ava, and I knew she was just hurt by what had happened between them and about Ava, and she just went out of her way to support her, to try and build her up and help in any way she could when she was allowed to for the show. So it was interesting, the play on reality competitions without it actually being a television show. It was like it, but not being one. That it sort of really exposed true natures of people when under pressure, when feeling threatened, when things got out of control. And it also held an important message that no matter what those situations are like, as long as you're kind, you will always win out, and it should be practiced always. And after all, you just never really know what someone else is going through. What an amazing sort of message to have in this. So I really love the story, and it had all I have come to know and love from a Georgia Beers romance. I cannot wait to read the story again. It was fun, and yet it was deeply emotionally charged. So I really, really loved it, and I hope you will too. I'll pop a link in the description so you can grab a copy of Whisk Me Away by Georgia Beers, which I hope you will. If you've read Whisk Me Away, please let me know what you thought of it. I'd love to know what you thought of it. And if you haven't read it yet, but you're planning to read it, it's on your to-read list, so you're now super intrigued and thinking, yeah, I want to read that, then again, please do let us know, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading. And if you do read it, really, really hope you love it as much as I did. Bye.